It really pays off to go outside. I got a phone, the new OnePlus. Let's review. The new Master Liquid all-in-one coolers are available in 120 and 240mm stylish radiator sizes, with air balance fans included for best airflow and RGB sync on the pump and the fans that are controlled via this hub or through your motherboard. Check out the ML120L and 240L down below. Alright, so the OnePlus 5T may be the phone of the year, and I'm coming from the OnePlus 5, and everything about the 5T feels like a needed upgrade. With a much better portrait mode for the camera, I really like the 2:1 aspect ratio on the display, and the new fingerprint location at the back that at first was kind of weird for me. I kept missing it, but a day later muscle memory kicks in for that seamless unlock. And we also have that new face unlock feature that, as everyone says, is super fast, and I would agree. You don't even have time to see the notification screen, and it lands right on your home screen. It even works in low light situations. As long as there's some brightness on your phone, it lights up your face. Now, you can disable the function to auto unlock when it detects your face, and this way you can easily view your notifications and interact with them. It's a nice way to experience the seamless unlock function and not having to raise your phone, but I doubt it's secure since it's using the selfie cam for facial recognition, and also it doesn't recognize me when I'm wearing glasses, nor if I'm wearing a hat too close to my eyes. So it's not accurate, and if you have like other things around your face, but it's pretty fantastic when it's just simple face in front of the camera. Now, what kind of sucks for OnePlus 5 owners is the fact that this phone's been out for 6 months, so the upgrade cycle to the latest one is a little bit too close together. And then OnePlus offers the trade-in programs, but they're not available everywhere. And if you were to get some cash back from OnePlus for trading in your phone, you'd probably get less money than if you were to sell this thing yourself. And the 5T is just slightly more expensive at launch than what the OnePlus 5 was when it launched. Now, I do appreciate the relatively small 12% price premium for double the storage and extra RAM, but for reference, ignoring the base price, you get 4 times the storage capacity for 21% price premium with an iPhone, which is a better ratio. Just something to think about, but now let's talk about the basic phone functionality. So the vibration motor on a hard surface is audible, but I've missed many calls when the phone is in my pocket. It's too weak, and I recommend changing the vibration pattern that is a bit faster and can be felt easier. Call quality is excellent, the top speaker is clear, and the smooth curves are pleasant upon contact, but unfortunately most of the cases have these rough edges, making them not comfortable to press against your ear, and only the staple sandstone cover has the top cutouts, making it the ideal case for phone calls and handling. Unfortunately, while OnePlus drools over their horizon line in the center with the aluminum body, it is incredibly slippery, so you must stick with a case or a skin. And while I appreciate the diversity of colors and textures and this new really cool red rubber case, it's still just way too smooth and can slip out easily. I do recommend a sandstone cover for the most secure grip. The buttons are all in the familiar spots, but they all feel kind of soft and not as clicky in comparison to the OnePlus 5, but I love the alert slider, and I wish more Android devices were equipped with this to mute notifications except for your favorites. The bottom looks identical to the 5 with Type-C port that is still on USB 2 speeds, a bottom firing speaker that is super easy to block but it's loud, so find yourself a bowl and no need for a Bluetooth speaker, and the headphone jack is still here with a powerful output and an equalizer for some volume controls, so no dongle needed. Now, in comparison to the 5, there are some physical changes. First, the camera bump has a smooth perimeter, and this way it doesn't pick up particles as much. The included screen protector had rougher edges, and I recommend you remove it for better touch feeling. And of course, the 5T is a tiny bit taller with a 6-inch screen, but slightly wider side bezels as far as you can see. Resolution is good for my eyes, and brightness is excellent, and it's AMOLED, so color and contrast is fantastic. As usual, we have screen calibration. Default one is way too cold for my taste, and I prefer sRGB color or the slightly more vibrant P3, and also we have these custom temperature adjustment. On the screen, I love the rounded corners to go with the flow of Android's UI direction, and I love the ambient screen that lights up for your notifications for just a few seconds, and this way you can sort of glance at your phone when the notifications come in and decide if you need to respond. font. The notification LED is present with a nice ambient light that can be configured accordingly. And overall, this is a beautiful display for media consumption with this pinch to zoom for regular 16:9 content, so you fill your whole screen. And the taller resolution is nice to accommodate on-screen buttons, but even so, you get more viewing area without the need to scroll. Now, I love what OnePlus is doing with the software. With subtle customization available on the home screen, you can choose a different system font, you can choose a theme color, swap buttons, and assign shortcuts for double tapping or long pressing, like launching the camera with a double press of a power button. You can wake the screen with a double tap or take a screenshot with a 3-finger swipe. And we have multiple gestures on the fingerprint sensor itself, like swiping down to reveal notifications or long pressing it to take a photo, or gaming do not disturb to kill off any notifications while you're in game. And one of my favorites, reading mode, that goes into this nice warm black and white state for comfortable reading. Now for my home screen, I preloaded the Pixel 2 launcher, and that looks really clean. Plus I have Google Now on the left side because with the default launcher, we have Shelf. That is useless to me, and I wish we could remap it to Google Now. Now the phone is super fast, and my only complaint with performance revolves around the unlocking animation, where sometimes the icons and the text load before the wallpaper, and that in real time looks kind of glitchy, and in slow motion you can see that the fade effect is not as smooth as on the OnePlus, running the same launcher and the same wallpaper. However, unlocking the phone when on the notification screen is much smoother when it comes to that fade-in animation. And so now with the camera. Surprisingly, I've been asked many times to compare it with the Pixel 2 XL that currently delivers the best images out of any smartphone, but the 5T in proper hands is pretty excellent. The portrait mode is now improved with better edge detection and a wider field of view, so you can get more in the shot versus what we saw on the 5. And it's actually the same field of view as the standard lens, which is awesome. If you need extra reach, you'll just do the digital zoom on the primary sensor. And comparing the portrait mode on the 5, the 5T, and the 2XL, the dynamic range and contrast is best on the Pixel, but edge detection on the Pixel is a little bit more aggressive, and on OnePlus has that smoother gradient, plus it's not as zoomed in as on the other two. The 5T also comes out soft sometimes, even with plenty of light, but I usually edit my photos anyway, so adding some sharpness and contrast really helps to improve those images. Now the 4K video is alright. It has pretty fast focusing and exposure is alright too. It has image stabilization in 4K mode, and yeah, you can walk with it, and it's gonna have a little bit of shake, but much less than what the 5 has. But if we switch over to 1080p 60, so very nice and smooth and slightly wider field of view as well. So not exactly sure why that is happening, but image stabilization is present here also. So you can do things and you can walk around, and yeah, stabilization is all good. So generally, I like the camera on the 5T, and I've taken some amazing shots on my 5 on my trip to Brazil, and the 5T is better in every way in terms of portrait photography and low light, and so I'm confident that I'll be using this moving forward. Now the selfie mode is pretty good, but it tends to blur the background just slightly, so for group selfies, just as with the OnePlus 5, people behind you tend to be soft. And finally, battery life is never a concern thanks to dash charging, giving you like 60% battery in half an hour. I even disabled the battery percentage indicator because I never have to worry, and usually get a full day and a half on a single charge with top-ups in the morning when I'm showering or making breakfast. And yeah, really good battery life. So final words on value, I think the 5T is a great package. You know, even though we don't have official water resistance rating, I was playing around in the snow in that introductory montage, and yeah, the thing survived. The phone is fine, no issues whatsoever. So I love the 5T, but I really feel bad for the 5 owners because that upgrade cycle is just way too close together. And at this price point, the 5T is my phone of the year. All right, so that is it for my review of the 5T. Let me know what you think of the camera comparison, which one you thought looked best in the portrait mode. I'm Dimitri with HardwareCanucks. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you in the next video.